What is the provocation of Muslim Lives Matter? Because we haven't heard anything in India except that this is now a new excuse to somehow whip up emotion, to somehow whip up violence, because I can't see anything, which recently has happened which can create an outrage of this kind. And all of these are people who in the past have one common thread uniting them. Each one of them is a Modi hater. And each one of them has used the Indian government to become a whipping boy. So, I want to ask you, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, isn't this completely motivated at this time?
Yeah, good evening, Navika. No, of course it is. Not only motivated, but it was entirely predictable. These Magna Cartas of fake news and bigotry and selectivity have been trying to foment riots for 6 years. और अभी तो 4 साल इनको और जलील होना है, minimum. Their every lie has been exposed, their every argument countered, their every hero brought down. But like a hamster in wheel, they keep paddling the vicious cycle. You cannot cure them. They are the Rakt Bij. Their every drop of blood spawns more of the same. One must understand, Navika, the thin lines that divide anarchy, communism and revolution are there for a purpose, hopscotch. These anti-science hammerheads have perfected the art of jumping from one square to another. Anarchism today, communism tomorrow, revolution forever. They rationalize and justify naxalism and Islamic terrorism. But cat gets their tongue when you ask them what more than 50 Dalit victims of Muslim mob hate crime and lynchings in the past year should have done. Which street should they have poured onto? What lakhs of Dalits, Gurkhas, refugees, women, Sikhs, homosexuals should have done when they were denied their human and civil rights in Kashmir for 70 years? Or what 5 lakh Kashmiri Pandits should have done when they were murdered, raped and ethnically cleansed from their own land? You see, naxals can be Gandhis with guns, as their totem Arundhati once called them affectionately, but Kashmiri Pandits can't be. Making matinee idols out of mass murderers like Tipu, Aurangzeb, Mao, Stalin, Che can either be because of one's ignorance or moral relativism. Being congenitally ill-read and hypocrites, in their case it is both. Essentially, these are urban naxals turned into bourbon naxals, and their game is up.
Well, I want to name some of these individuals while I'm not naming them in any other way, but to look at the common thread that binds them together. Ashok Swain, academician, who says India needs US-like mobilization to oppose extrajudicial killings of Muslims. Where has it happened? Even arrests that have happened in the Delhi riots case are labeled as Islamophobia. Again, let's look at Rana Ayub, journalist, calls herself a journalist, but she says starlets outraging over US didn't whisper about anti-Muslim carnage in Delhi. Why don't I ask Rana Ayub, where is her tear, even a single tear, for the carnage of Hindu Pandits in Kashmir? Has she ever raised one issue? Has there been one tweet for the Palghar killings? Has there been even one message, tweet, article that they have written for what's happened against Hindus by other people? No, their selectivism should not be pointed out. But anybody else's so-called selectivism is something that they have the freedom of speech to express. And joining them is Omar Abdullah, who says, takes courage to bring cowardice to fore when you tweet for US lives and not Indian. What are you talking about? You're talking about the Black Lives Matter, which is minorities in the United States. Mr. Omar Abdullah, why aren't you brave enough to say that you're mentioning, when you say Indians, you're only mentioning probably lives of Indian Muslims? And isn't this completely expected from this lobby? And that's the question.